Hola, this is WIllie, not CM Punk, and welcome to another classic modern film review. Boy, is it shining outside. So for today, since Jurassic World has premiered in theaters everywhere, I decided I'm gonna be doing a Jurassic Park review of all four of them. So this is something I might do in special occasions whenever there's like a new sequel coming up in theaters, and I might be doing like a three or four reviews in this video. So hopefully you like it and hopefully you enjoy it. So let's begin with the one that started it all, my favorite of all, Jurassic Park. If The Land Before Time introduced you to the kid-friendly dinosaurs, this one introduced them in steroids.
Whenever I hear people say which is the best dinosaur film out there, Jurassic Park is the closest to mine. Based on a book by Michael Crichton, in 1993, Steven Spielberg will bring to life the movie that made the audience and me fall in love with dinosaurs and get critical praises for its convincingly looking creatures, outstanding special effects, and thrilling action scenes. The story is about John Hammond, played by Richard Attenborough, who spends no expense. He builds a theme park with clone dinosaurs and hopes to open it for tourists to visit. When one of the dinosaurs attacks and kills a co-worker in the theme park, he gets two paleontologists, Dr. Grant, played by Sam Neill, and Dr. Sadler, played by Laura Dern, to visit his island and hopefully get a good review so that the insurance does not close his theme park. But life finds a way, like Jeff Goldblum says. A shutdown in the island makes the dinosaurs escape and cause havoc to the visitors. The characters are mostly likable and memorable, especially by their different color shirts that help them distinguish them. I remember Dr. Grant Sadler, I remember the hunter obsessed with destroying all the dinosaurs, I remember Samuel Jackson, the guy from Space Jam, the lawyer, even the kids, while at times seem annoying, they were not bad actors and I still cared for them in the end. Jeff Goldblum as Ian Malcolm was the most memorable out of all of them, for his crazy likability and charm. Even when I was a kid, I saw something interesting of him. But there is not much character development, maybe except for Dr. Grant growing on liking kids. John Hammond is the only one who has a little more character development, who we can feel emotionally connected. We can sympathize him for his motives to build a dangerous theme park and feel sorry for him in the end when his goals are not achieved as he expected. But Spielberg knew the human actors were not the stars of this movie, but the dinosaurs. Spielberg's goal was to make the dinosaurs look as real as possible. At first he considered using stop-motion animation, like from The Nightmare Before Christmas, but later scratched it out because of its unrealistic body movement. That is until he discovered the new revolutionary CGI, computer-generated imagery, that was made famous in The Terminator 2 with the T-1000 and The Abyss. Spielberg would use the CGI and animatronics to bring life to the dinosaurs the way he envisioned it, and he did a brilliant job. People were breathtaking of how real the dinosaurs looked. I've even heard people say it looks like it only came out last year, and I don't know. I thought it looked half and half. For example, when we first see the Brachiosaurus legs, they seem like out of PlayStation, but once the camera keeps going up, it looks spectacular. They give it so much time and effort to put those wrinkles and texture to the animatronics and to the CGI as well. You can notice what was a CGI dinosaur and what was an animatronic dinosaur, but it was impressive during those times that they could fool you to think what you were looking at was a computer animation. I like how half of the movie is an expedition, more like an Animal Planet of the documentary that describes these creatures of what they are, what do they eat, bone structure, what abilities they carry. I thought it was a good touch and even entertaining. It made me feel like I knew everything about dinosaurs after watching this movie. My favorite scene is when they're all having lunch together and discussing the possible dangers of creating new dinosaurs in a different time period. It builds the dinosaurs as characters in this scene verbally, whether they are good, bad, or they're just afraid of us and will use their instincts to survive. But then in the middle it turns into a monster chase flick, which slows down the movie a little bit, but it doesn't ruin it. The Velociraptors were great for thrill as an unstoppable pack of hunters that take no prisoners. The T-Rex was the show stealer from how convincingly detailed it was and from how terrifying it was. She became the main focus of this movie after she made her first entry and shouted the most famous roar in cinema history. And why shouldn't it? In her insides on the poster of this movie, she is the logo of the theme park. Spielberg was in love with the T-Rex that in the last minute a rewrite for the ending was made. Originally, it was supposed to end with the raptors and the human characters hanging from the bone models like in the movie. The raptors would get stuck in those bones, and when they fell, they would get crushed, die, and the human characters escape, and we would have seen the last of the T-Rex when it was eating the Gallimimus. But the T-Rex became such a likable anti-hero that it had to make a final appearance. That is why it comes out of nowhere and makes no sense where she came from. But we don't care. The T-Rex is awesome. They even have a pose. How cheesy and terrifically awesome it looks. I could even have dinner with the T-Rex while it's still eating the lawyer and be fine with that. Jurassic Park works as a sci-fi, action-adventure, and even as a thrill movie. The wonder of the experience is what makes this film unforgettable. The more I see it, the more I love it. Though it has some plot holes that do not always add or pay off, and the last act turns a bit slow, but it has entertaining action scenes. The special effects were at that time groundbreaking that turned this movie alongside with Terminator 2 revolutionary. Even to this day, the CGI still holds on. The sound effects sound great, and that classic soundtrack written by John Williams will never get out of your head as long as you listen it, and this film is a classic nostalgia. I give Jurassic Park 8 out of 10 stars.
So let's get into the most anticipated sequel of 1997, The Lost World Jurassic Park.
After the big success of the first Jurassic Park, life found a way for a sequel to be made. Spielberg and fans would put a gun to Michael Crichton's head to write a sequel to the movie. In 1995, The Lost World would come up in stores and David Koepp would screenplay the sequel just like in the first, and we get The Lost World Jurassic Park. Now keep in mind there are two books with that same name about dinosaurs and one being from 1912. So was it worth putting all the pressure for a new sequel? Not quite. The Lost World was successful at the box office, but it received a split crowd that was underwhelmed by the overall weighting of this experience.
Like going to a trip as a tourist, which the place is fine, it's okay, it's pretty entertaining, it looks good, but it's the obnoxious people that ruin it. And this is what it pretty much was like.
The film opens up with another island called Site B, where the dinosaurs were originally created, only this time they are free. After the catastrophe of the first film and an early attack in the opening, the Costa Rica government looks to destroy all the dinosaurs in the island, but John Hammond sends an expedition group to document the creatures so he can get the public support to leave the island and the dinosaurs alone, which infuriates one of the survivors of the original, Malcolm, played by Jeff Goldblum, because one of the expeditioners is his girlfriend, Sarah, played by Julianne Moore, and goes to the island to get her out of there, and they face all kinds of trouble such as hunters, evil corporations, dinosaurs chasing them, T-Rexes. Though the plot might be difficult to follow at times, it's all over the place. First, it's about a rescue mission, then it's about humans interfering with nature, then it's about getting lost trying to find a way to get out of the island, then it's about sending the T-Rex back home with its baby. Though the special effects look as impressive as in the first film, it lacked more wonder and awe as the first film had. We did not have much time to be wondered by the inspiration of these incredible creatures, since most of the time they were just running away from them. Some old dinosaurs returned from the original, such as the Velociraptors and the T-Rex, but only this time it's 2 T-Rexes and a baby, and they're still awesome. I give it a props with creativity of having the T-Rex attacking the city. However, the biggest flaw that hurt this movie was the characters. Jeff Goldblum returns back as the likable Ian Malcolm. The only thing that does not return is what made him likable in the first place. Since the incident in the first film, his reputation gets ruined, which turns him into an angry, bitter, neurotic father, boyfriend, and paranoid of dinosaurs, when he used to seem as the cool doctor with a fun personality and charisma you wanted to hang out with. Now, you want to stay away from him and listening to his whining and complaining. Julianne Moore has played crazier roles before, and this one is one of those. The bad ones. She's the nerdy paleontologist that gives way too much exposition of dinosaurs and doesn't know when to shut up. The film gives way too much expedition of the dinosaurs. While I still like it, it sometimes becomes unbearable to listen. Plus, those intimate scenes with Goldblum and more, I was just hoping a T-Rex would come up and eat them. Vince Vaughn is supposed to be the cool guy. What it's not cool is putting most of their lives in danger. Here the main characters were supposed to be like the heroes are the ones that are risking everyone's lives, and more than the evil corporate engine. The only ones that were decent enough were the Roldan character. While the sequel is the darkest out of all, it lacks any wonder and likable characters. It's still a fun popcorn movie. The special effects again look amazing, and I still enjoy watching the dinosaurs. I understand why some of you be sick of this one, but I give it a 6 out of 10 stars. It's a guilty pleasure to me.
Unfortunately, I can't say the same thing with this one.
Join me in part 2 of this video.